Hey you guys, welcome back. So this I'm in pretty much a million grooming forums on Facebook and whatever, and I see this talked about all the time, the approval process of the van. Girl, I'm wearing makeup today, you can't be looking at my face like that. Damn, if you would have known the amount of time I just spent on this face. She said, you guys, I have 3 dogs, and everybody just knows this one, and that one's because she's wild. Like, you see this other butt right here? That's a dog. There's another dog right there. I got multiple dogs, not just this one. She just likes to be the center of attention. She's biting me right now. She's fucking mean. Okay, so anyway, let's get into this. It's not a story. I just film story times now, so everything's a story to me. So I guess this is a story. This is a story about how I got my van. So, when you are... Well, first of all, you got to decide if you're going to go mobile. And once you've made that decision, like, yes, I'm definitely going mobile, that is when you got to start weighing out what van is going to be for you. Now, I would highly, highly recommend talking to people with home-built vans, Hanvey vans, and Wagon Tails vans. I don't think there's any other company that makes them. Ask everybody. Like, groomers that you know, even if you don't know them well, just fucking message them and be like, hey, like, I see you have this van. Where'd you get it from? How much did you pay for it? What was the process like to get approved? And you've got to figure out what's going to work best for you. Like, I think her YouTube is Pause and Relax SK. I know she, I think that's her name, but either way, I know she built her own van. Now, her husband does that kind of work. They were able to build everything. They knew what they were doing. That's great, right? And if you have somebody in your life or you are able to build your own van, then that's great. I know a lot of people that build their own vans, and that's fantastic. For me, I'm not handy. My ex-boyfriend was handy. He was very good at pretending he was handy, but he couldn't have built an entire van. I have very strong doubts that he could have built a fully functioning grooming van. And he was really the only one I knew other than just going to somebody else. Now, I've also seen some groomers, like, if their husband builds a van and they do a good job or whatever, sometimes their husband would be willing to build another van. So you could just ask around. But basically what I'm getting at is you've got to figure out what path is right for you. I myself, I went and saw a Wagon Tails van, I saw Hanvey vans, and I talked to people with homemade vans to figure out what was going to be the best route as far as a van for me. Now, I've talked about this before, but briefly just to explain why I didn't choose Wagon Tails. I see a lot of people complaining about Wagon Tails. Like I said, I'm in a ton of the forums and I read through them all day. Not all day, that's an exaggeration, but either way, I'm always reading through these forums. I was seeing a lot of people having issues with the generators. I knew the generators took a lot of maintenance. I didn't think that was something that would be good for me, just being here by myself and whatever. I liked, Hanvey's actually local to me, so that's a huge plus for me. But I like that they were local, and I like that they teach you how to fix a lot of the stuff on your own, so you don't have to bring it to like an RV repair place. When I went to go see the van, Curtis told me that they choose not to do that because a lot of times like the RV places are really backed up, and basically he wanted to do that so you could stay on the road as much as possible. He didn't want your van sitting in an RV place, so really appreciated that. Okay, so once you decide what van you're going with, I'm guessing Wagon Tails, their approval process may be different than Hanvey's, but I can tell you what Hanvey's is like. So okay, you decide, you go and see the vans, you're like, yes, Hanvey is for me. The first thing that you would do is call up there. I think I talked to Kathy. I said, yes, let's do this. And she got me in touch with a Mercedes dealership. I chose to get the Mercedes diesel van because the Hanvey van is operated off of the inverter system. It's like a big battery in the back, right? The diesel vans are meant to run all day long. That's like what the big trucks and all that are. They're diesel. And it's because they're just meant to run. What are you chewing? Anyway, she just does that. And then like when I look at her, she's like, but she'll be over there just smacking. What are you eating? Anyway, so Sorry. I have to remember, like, normal people are coming in this video probably. So sorry. This is just me. This is my personality. I'm a little weird. Just bear with me. But I'll get to the point. So just bear with me. So like I said, they'll get you in touch with Mercedes or Ford or whoever you choose to go with. I chose the diesel because, like I said, the battery system, and he designed the Hanvey design around the Mercedes van. It was actually going to be more expensive to go with the Ford van than it would have been to do the Mercedes. So that's why I chose the Mercedes diesel, even though originally, if you go way back in my videos, I was not for the Mercedes diesel. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with the lighting. I tried to fix it and I still just look so washed out, so whatever. Just ignore it, okay? So like I said, they get you in touch with the dealership. The dealership is the ones that they're going to sit you down and they're going to be like, okay, so here is our options. Here's the type of vans that you can look at. You got to decide like what color van you want. I think they've got like silver, white, and black. Most people do white though, and I will say if you get the white van, they are a little bit more available than the other colors. I had a friend that she's trying to get a black van, and because of COVID and everything, I guess they stopped production for a while, so there's limited quantities of the black van. So if you want your van fast, the white one's going to be probably the easiest. And that's just from my experience, okay? I'm not an expert on the situation. It's just from what I've seen. They don't make as many of the other colors as they do of the white ones, so you might want just to take that into consideration, but talk to your dealership that they put you with and see what's going to work best for you. That's going to be, I'm going to say that a million fucking times. I did things my way. Do what works for you. Okay, I'm not telling you to get a Hanvey van or whatever. I just want to tell you like what the process is like, especially with Hanvey in particular, because I see on the forums a lot people are having trouble getting approved. And I just wanted to come on here and be honest that I had trouble getting approved too. So that's a big reason of why I'm doing this video. So, like I said, then you'll sit down with your Mercedes guy. He's going to be like, or your dealership guy, he's going to be like, okay, so if you put down this much, this is going to be your monthly payments, blah, blah, blah. And you'll sit there and do that. And then once you decide, you talk about like how much you want to put down, then they will send out, to like the loan people. He said something about like he sends it out and then somebody's got to pick up the loan is like the way that he explained it to me. So, I think originally we had said we were going to put like $20,000 down, and then they put out and they were trying to get the loan accepted and nobody was taking it. So we waited. We were trying to get the van as fast as possible. I was going through a lot of stuff in my personal life without going too much into it, but I needed this van ASAP. I needed it tomorrow or yesterday. You know what I mean? Like I was like, let me get this shit. So, we had originally said 20,000 down. Nobody would pick up the loan. And I think we went up a little bit and then still nobody would pick up the loan. We ended up putting down, we paid off the entire conversion, which was like 47,000. No, I'm wrong. It was 44,000. Yeah, that was the conversion. That was Hanvey's side. I think my van was 47,000. I know one of them was 47, the other one was 44. We paid down one of them, and then the other one I'm still paying on. Okay, I make a monthly payment to Mercedes for the van. As I mentioned, the conversion through Hanvey is paid off. I just don't remember if it was whatever, the one of those two numbers. The conversion was like 47 or 44, and that's what my mom paid for, and I'm paying her back for that. Because she did have to help me co-sign. I did not have great credit whenever I decided I wanted the van. So I knew going into it I was going to need a co-signer, but I have seen people with much better credit than me be turned down. So just made me feel a little better, for being honest. And might make you feel a little better too to know that I have seen people say that they have like amazing credit, you know, they've got a good amount of money to put down and still not get approved for it. So like, I really just wanted to come on here and say like, I don't want to say to expect to know, but almost expect to know. That's discouraging. I know that's discouraging, but I'm saying that because you just have to keep going until you get a yes, you know? I would definitely say put as much down as you can. Obviously, it's going to help with your monthly payments and all that, but it will also help you get picked up on that loan. And I also have seen people say that they went to multiple dealerships to try to get the best, to get accepted or whatever. I've seen people say that too on the forum, so that's another option. But yeah, all in all, I ended up putting like $44,000 down on the van. I think that was right. Or 47 down. I don't fucking know, you guys. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. So anyway, I put down basically half. And that made my payments, I know I'm gonna get asked this, my payments are like $839 a month, I think, and then I spend like $239 a month on insurance, but just completely disregard that because I know somebody with the exact same insurance as me that lives in a different state and they pay $500 a month. So don't even pay attention. That's actually another really important thing to comment on with this whole mobile grooming journey. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. Stop it. You're not going to groom the same amount of dogs as them. You're not going to charge the same amount of them. You're not going to work in the same area as them. Stop with that. Like, how many dogs do you do in a day? Like, it doesn't matter. You've got to figure out how many you need to do in a day. You need to sit down and do the numbers. Like, okay, I need to make $500 a day. So what does that mean my starting point needs to be? How much do I need to make per dog? How many dogs? You gotta figure that out for yourself. I mean, it's fine to ask around, but I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you that I don't do the same amount of dogs or charge the same amount as any other groomer I know. I do it different. Even other groomers in my area, like, there's a groomer that is like one town over that I know has been grooming at least double the time that I have, and she starts lower than I do. I got a different van, I use different products, I got different experience, so I charge different. So you can't, you got to base it off of you. Don't worry so much about what other people are doing. It's fine to get an idea of your market, but I think a lot of people, like, because it's not just me, I see it with like everybody that's got vans, that people are like, how much are you charging? How many dogs do you do in a day? Like, and it's like, I mean, maybe if that helps you in some sense, but really, like, you've just got to understand that this is something that is going to be personal to you. You've got to figure out how much you need to make. That's going to really be your starting point. Is like, how much do you need to make in a day to be profitable and to be happy and to have everything that you need paid for and then some? Like, what is that number for you? And once you can figure out that number, then you can kind of get an idea of like what you need to charge per dog and how many dogs you want to do in a day. You got to judge your service too. Like me, I'm luxury. I don't use Trop Clean. I'm using Hydra, iGroom, DMK products, all the leave-ins. I don't charge extra for certain shampoos or whatever. This is a luxury service, so it's all inclusive as a luxury service. Okay, that's my business. That might not be your business. That might not be the way you want to do things. But either way, going back to the approval process, you basically you kind of play around with the dealership people for a while, and you're like, okay, like I can do this much, and then they eventually, hopefully, they will get you a loan set up, and then once that's set up, then you're once you get everything in agreement and you're in motion, the dealership will send your van to Hanvey. Once it's at Hanvey, you do have to worry about like your first vehicle payment. I'm 95% sure that I paid my first payment before my van was even done being built. So when you're calculating your numbers to get your van started, make sure that you are also calculating in that first month's payment, because you're probably not going to have the van there then. Hanvey has been getting the vans out really quickly from what I've seen. I got mine in like 5 or 6 weeks. I remember it was pretty fast. I was very surprised by how fast it was. But it's going to depend. But be prepared for that first payment too. I know a lot of people are not. But yeah, once you get the van all approved and everything and you're in motion, you can get, I think on your paperwork, it should say your VIN number on your van. I think that's what it's called, the little number by the window, you know what I'm talking about? Your insurance is going to need that to give you your quote. So as soon as you get that info, you can call your insurance. Hanvey provides, they give you this like little packet, like at least whenever I went and toured, they went and gave me this little packet, and it had a pamphlet for Governor's Insurance in it. So I called Governor's Insurance, I got a quote, I told them the VIN number and all that, and they gave me like a quote of what my monthly would be. And then you just approve that. And then you wait. Okay, oh, no. okay, so once you get all that financial stuff out of the way and you're done with all that, like you have to like meet up with a notary at one point and sign paperwork. It's like a whole thing, okay? And then once you're done with that craziness, then you get to start dealing with the designers. So I went with the Hanvey designer. Now, I have a friend that she's in the process of getting her van. She decided to go with a different designer, and I know she ended up having some issues. For me, I had no issues. I believe Revolution Decal is the name of the company that designed my logo and that they work with Hanvey. It's just whoever Hanvey assigned to me. And for my logo, I get a lot of questions about it. I had done a photo shoot with Max a couple years ago. I had long brown curly hair at the time. I sent the artist that photo as well as photos of my ex-boyfriend's dog Rocco that was in my design, and of Luna, and I said, like, I want this kind of vibe of the photo shoot I'd done with Max, but I want to add the other two dogs in, and that is what he drew for me, and I loved it. I didn't change anything as soon as he sent it to me. I just thought it was perfect. So that's that. So you'll get your design set. Once you decide like how you want that to look and you've got that down, then they'll send you like photoshopped versions of like your van and like with your decals and everything on it, so that you can like look at it and be like, no, I want this way, and I want to change this color here and whatever. So you get to see, and they send you the inside of the van too, so you get to see like all the like what it's gonna look like. You get your little name on the mirror, and you get like your logo off to the side, and I have my name over on one other side, and you get to see all that stuff. Also, I know I'm gonna get asked, add-ons. I know for a fact I added on the backup camera, the toolbox, the running boards. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else. I didn't have to add a lot to it. Like, that's one thing I really liked about Hanvey versus Wagon Tails. I felt like when I was looking at the vans at Wagon Tails, there was a lot of things I would have wanted to add to it that would have made it a lot more expensive. But Hanvey, I'm very impressed with like how efficient it is. I mean, you can tell this is like a really, really well thought out vehicle. Like, Curtis really knew what he was doing when he did this. Like, I just cannot praise him enough for how amazing this van is. I've had nothing but good. Like, once you get through the crazy, like, being told no 10 times and, like, oh my God, y'all, I was beside myself. I was, like, crying. I was like, I can't afford to live off of what I was making. I did not think I was going to get this van. Like, I was being told no left and right. Like, my credit was bad, and it was just bad, you guys. Like, so I just want to come on here and say, like, I was told no too. A ton of times I was told no too. I've been told no for honestly years. I originally had decided I wanted a van years prior. I was working with a business advisor at the time. He saw the cost of the vans and he didn't even want to hear anything else about them. So that was the first time I was told no. And trust me, I was told no about 1,000 times leading up to this. I wanted to build I bought this house with a big ass building in the back so I could build a grooming shop in it. And I get moved in and I go to try to get my business started, and they told me they absolutely would never allow me to open a business there. I tried to argue it. I said I would go in front of the zoning board and argue my case. They told me they wouldn't even hear it. They're like, no. So sometimes the no's point you in the right direction. So if I hadn't been told no a million times, I also don't know if I would have even gotten the same appreciation for my van, like, because I knew how hard, like, it was unreal when they finally told me yes. I've been told no so many times that, like, I'll never forget. Like, it was the dealership, the boss of the guy I'd been dealing with called me, and he was like, I have some really good news for you. And you can literally watch it. I have old vlogs of whenever I got approved for the van. In that moment, I was so excited and so sick, like so fucking sick. I was like, I pulled this off, but what if I can't pull this off? Like, I got the van, but what if I can't get the clients now? It was nerve-wracking. And it just blew the fuck up. It blew the fuck up. I'm so fucking lucky. Maybe that's not the word I'm looking for, because I did work really hard to get to this point, but I do feel very lucky. Like, I have so many clients. I'm so busy. Like, I financially am so stable. Like, I'm trying to hurry this video so I can go run to the mall and get my mom some shit for Mother's Day. Like, in the last few years, I haven't even, like, had enough money to like go buy myself McDonald's if I wanted to. So the fact that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go get my mom some shit for Mother's Day, and we're planning a trip to Disney and I'm gonna help her pay for it, like the fact that I can say that, honey, it's worth it. All those no's made it worth it. I appreciate what I have so much because of how fucking hard it was to get here. So if you're being told no, keep fucking trying. Just please don't give up. Look for other ways around. Just focus. Okay, so manifestation, right? I'm super into this stuff. I'm a very spiritual type person, I guess you could say. So when you're trying to manifest something, you don't focus so much on the how. Focus on what you want. Don't focus. You don't have to figure out how to get there. Like you do, but you don't. Does that make sense? Like you just have to keep your eye on the prize, that kind of thing. Like keep focused. Like you want this van and just keep running forward at full speed and just fucking do it, you guys. Like it's hard. You're probably gonna get told no. It's discouraging. It makes you want to give up, but just don't give up. Do not give up until you have what you want. And then you're not giving up, then you just got it, right? So there's been a lot of things in my life that I thought I would never have, and then I do. Like I remember when I got Max and Luna, for a while we were kind of like house hopping. Like we were not homeless, but we were like couch surfing.
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
Girl, I wasn't talking to you, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, so anyway, we were kind of like staying at a bunch of different places, and I just remember telling Max and Luna, I was like, one day I'm gonna get you a backyard to run around in, and you're gonna have all this space, and you're gonna have like this nice house, and we're gonna be so happy. And I used to tell them that, and I didn't even really believe it. I knew it was so unlikely. And I will say I got it in a really bad way. Because I wished all that, and then my stepdad died, and that's the only reason I got all this. I got my house and all that was from money that I got from him dying. But I got it. God, it's miserable, eh? Sometimes, I literally said this on my story yesterday. Be careful what you wish for, because sometimes you will get it, but it's not in the way that you think. So, but I did. I got this whole house. I managed to get the van, even though it looked very unlikely. And even, I used to tell Luna all the time, my ex-boyfriend's dog was super, super dog aggressive, especially to little dogs. And I used to tell Luna all the time that I was going to get her a little dog one day, because I worked at this like one shop, and this grooming shop, and she loved little dogs. Like she just loved them so much, you guys. I just wanted to get her a little dog so bad. And I just didn't think it was ever going to happen. But I used to tell her all the time, like, I'm going to get you a little dog one day. And you met this little shit. You ever seen this one before? We did it. We pulled it off. And now she's here. And I got my van and everything else. Unbelievable. So, anyway, it's kind of all over the place, sorry. But this is my videos. This is what I do, okay? That's just me. I'm all over the place, okay? I do my best, but a bitch is a little unorganized sometimes. But yeah, just the biggest thing I can tell you is like, don't be discouraged. And then once you got that motherfucker, don't be scared. Like, do the damn thing. Like, just don't be afraid. There's so many things in life that we let fear hold us back on. And like I said, once you have that van in your possession, like, just fucking run for it, girl. There are so many people that are looking for dog groomers. Like, so many fucking people. So you can do this. Like, I'm telling you, you can. It's so fucking hard. I'm not telling you it's gonna be easy. I'm not telling you it's gonna be easy at all. It could take years like it did with me. It could happen tomorrow. There's no telling. But it will never happen if you give up. So don't you fucking give up, bitch. Don't you dare give up. Okay? If you want this, you better go fucking get it. Because it's yours, bitch. If you want it, it's yours. Okay? So, anyway, Steve, come say bye to the group. I hope there was some useful information in this video. We apologize. It was all over the place, but we don't really apologize because that's just life. Look at the Frankenstein arms. I love you. Anyway, I hope you liked this little ramble about like the process of getting my van. I hope it made sense and that kind of went in order. I don't know. I hope it's helpful, inspirational, whatever the fuck you needed today. I love you guys. Thank you as always for watching me, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.